What are the two most cited startup catchphrases? Build a painkiller, not a vitamin. Don't enter over-competitive markets. Cred over the last 4 years has turned both of these catchphrases on its head, building one of India's most valued fintech company. This is the story of Cred. Cred at its core is an app that lets you pay your credit card bills and earn rewards. Less than 3% of users have credit cards. The number of debit cards to credit cards differ by a magnitude of 12 times. Yet, the overall spending by credit card users is 1.2 times that of debit card users.
I know many of you question Cred's fundamentals and its ability to make money from its customers. But the point over here is to see it from a goal to outcome perspective. Its goal was to become the credit card payment app of choice, which it has done so successfully. Its goal was to keep people on the platform, which also it has managed to do quite well.
According to me, you can boil down the reasons for Cred's success to 4 key parameters. Its positioning, its viral marketing and GTM motions, the way it has gamified the platform, and using high frequency activity as a hook to keep users engaged.
It is not just what the product does, but its positioning in people's mind that matters. Cred, with its brilliant marketing and design, has occupied a space in people's mind beyond just being another bill paying app, but something which is much more personal, bespoke, or luxurious for that matter. Similar to how having a Louis Vuitton bag doesn't make the contents of the bag more valuable, but enhances the status of the one using it. Cred has occupied a similar positioning in everyone's mind of being exclusive and luxurious in its own regard.
Right from its tagline of being member only or an app for the top 1% to the way its app is designed with an all black accent and exotic animation, giving the feeling of luxury all the way through. The success of Cred's positioning can be majorly credited to its viral marketing and go-to-market strategy. 3 things that make Cred marketing stand out from the rest is their focus on lifestyle instead of product marketing, focus on being viral as a centerpiece of strategy, and primary focus of brand building and awareness rather than user acquisition. It's one thing to create waitlists to increase hype and excitement, but to give it a spin by only allowing users with the highest credit score, double down on the perception of Cred being exclusive and luxury, not only a utility.
All of this effort goes to waste if they are not able to retain the users that they acquire. For Cred, the problem was twofold: making sure people kept coming back to pay their credit card bills and also not lose a ton of money in doing so.
If Google Pay applied one trick from the book of gamification by implementing Scratch Card, Cred gamified by throwing the entire book at the problem. It has everything from spinning the wheels, scratch cards, slot machines, bidding, competitions, and lucky draws.
Now, gamification definitely helps increase retention and to some extent usage, but it cannot make people open the app more and more often. And it is the key to the overall puzzle. Because Cred was not just trying to become the bill payment app for that matter, but it was trying to create a bank which required people to treat it like one. And also Cred to have multiple opportunities to sell to the same users.
Finance by its nature is low frequency and high margin, where the act of taking a loan or depositing money is very important, but you don't do it more than a couple of times a year. But for those few times to count, you need to remain in users' mind. And Cred achieved that by combining finance with an extremely high frequency activity of shopping and travel. It is not trying to make money through shopping or travel. Rather, it wants to run it with as little margin for both itself and the vendors, so that it becomes a reason for users to keep coming back to their platform. Similarly, on these lines and more closer to their competency was the introduction of UPI payment, which helps increase frequency and also reuses their existing gamification levers. Better positioning gets them more users. Marketing, branding, gamification and shopping helps them keep their users engaged, creating a positive flywheel for Cred.
One more thing that I find to be very interesting when it comes to Cred is the way it thinks about brand awareness and trust for that matter.
India is a low trust society, and the moment you do a television ad, you are just respected and trusted a lot more, especially if you're an IPL sponsor and you got a celebrity, because low trust societies do not have good trust mechanisms, right? They are looking for how big you are, right? Oh, this guy seems to be a big guy, so let's buy from them, right? And therefore, you will notice that in low trust societies, superstars, super apps, and super companies exist.
Which is very true. Most companies in a competitive market wins or loses based on trust and how the product makes the users feel. We can see examples of this in companies like Tata, which operate hundreds of brands, many of whom are not even related to each other, but exist because trust and brand translates from one product to another.
It remains to be seen how Cred translates trust, luxury, and status into real dollars. In many ways, Cred feels like a company running social experiments rather than building new age tech. And that, to me, is exciting.